I was at Schenley Plaza, which is right across the street between the cathedral, which I have 2 classes in, and Hillman. And we were just hanging out. They were playing Duck Duck Goose. There was a concert, families, children. Some people were talking about the protests, like a general sense of just like communal togetherness and unity. It was nice. It felt pleasant. The energy was positive completely. And I know that Pittsburgh parks are open until 11 legally. We had every right to be there legally until 11. That's when we had to leave. They ordered us to leave at 10:30, but right after they ordered us to leave, they surrounded us, and it was dark, so no one knew how to get out. It was really confusing. And I went up to the riot line just to communicate, because I think the most basic thing about being a human is language. And I was like, your shield's upside down, because his shield was upside down, and he hit me with his baton, and I was just like really shocked. So I threw my bike down and I took out my homework, because I do homework on the plaza almost every day, and I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm sitting in front of a line of riot police. And she was like, Nicole, you don't do this, don't get arrested, don't instigate anything, just go home. And I was like, I'm on my campus, like it's fine, I'm sitting down, I'm on my campus. And they ordered us to all leave, and they were marching, so I got up, I picked my bike up, I went on the street where everyone was dispersing peacefully, walking away. I was with the media and the other people on bikes. Should I talk louder because it's raining? And people on bikes were kind of like slowing down the riot police progress, because they were basically marching, banging on their things towards the students who were leaving. So they're very aggressive, very angry. They were like making charging motions, like animals, rude comments, a lot of things. So it was circling, slowing down. One of the riot cops was like, you're an asshole. And I was like, I'm not an asshole, I'm a student and I'm a person and I go to school here. And I stayed in my clips. My pedals on my bike have clips. And I stayed clipped in, slowed down with my legs, and got like 5 feet away, and like 4 riot police stepped out of formation, grabbed me off my bike, tackled me, dragged me on my knees behind a police van where they were screaming, get on your knees, get on your knees. I was already on my knees. They stood me up, screamed at me again. More people tackled me, pinned me on the ground, zip-tied my hands so tight that I have blisters and nerve damage in my thumbs, which may be permanent. I might regain some of it eventually. It just means that they feel like they're sleeping all the time, so it's like this tingly, numb feeling. And they tackled me to the ground, they shoved my forehead on the concrete. I have bruises just all over my legs from being pinned. And then they got my feet in the zip ties and they threw me in the van. And all night I was like complaining because my hands were blue and swollen. And I was like, I'm losing feeling, but instead of loosening them, they would tighten them and just yell at us. So we just spent the entire night trying to keep morale as detainees and students and young people who were doing nothing wrong and were imposed upon by a military-like force on our own campus, and watched it basically turn into a one-sided battle where we had no weapons and no bad feelings and no negative energy. We just wanted to continue the day's like positive march towards peace and consciousness about things that are going wrong in this country. There's nothing, you can't be blind to the problems, and I feel like that's what they're trying to do. Yeah, legally, when you're zip tied, when you're handcuffed, the safe measure is a finger's width can be slipped in between your wrist and the zip tie. So I was aware of that, and I repeatedly asked police officers, probably between 5 and 10 times, if they could loosen them, because you couldn't, people were trying to stick their fingers in them, other detainees, and they couldn't do it. And it was noticeable that my hands were changing colors and that they were swelling. And every time, instead of helping me, I could feel them like tightening them, and when they would look at them, they would yank my arms up like way higher than they should naturally go, and my muscles were just like tight for 2 days after, from just being like stretched in the most like ridiculous ways for asking to be comfortable while I was handcuffed for nothing.